line, the pride of Sudbury, Ontario. Jason, if we could have you back up a little bit to go underneath the finishing arc so we could take your photograph there. Thank you very much.
He's been on the bike a long time.
Jason, for your information.
Jason, congratulations, sir. And Candace has a little bit of hardware for you.
Yeah, unlike the car that ran you over, so maybe you'll appreciate it a little bit more. Welcome to Annapolis.
Thank you very much.
Ooh, you're a little bit sweaty. You're a little bit sweaty, dude.
Sweaty?
Now, Jason, I don't know if you're aware if they told you in the last few miles or so in this last segment, but you were granted a time credit for your little misadventure in Arizona, and your official time is 10 days, 20 hours, and 55 minutes. That puts you in 8th position in the men's solo under 50 division. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, I was telling these people as you were making your way here that I know that you have got quite a story about what happened in Kayenta, Arizona, and I'll let you tell that in just one second. But as he tells his story, I want all of you out there, after he tells it, to think twice about calling in sick for something like a little head cold or anything like that. So with that, what happened in Arizona?
Well, you want to handle that? Yeah. I was just leaving town, left the gas station, went ripping north towards Monument Valley. I was all psyched because I really wanted to see Monument Valley. We were heading out of town.
And you were feeling good at that time, right?
I was feeling excellent. Yeah, we were happy. We were in 6th, 7th place. Everything was going well. We were, doing our own race. Heading out of town about 30 miles an hour. A white sedan pulled up kind of on my left side. Thought nothing of it. And then accelerated by, kind of stopped for a second, then accelerated by. So I'm like, okay, good. There was a side street just to the right, like just up on the right. Car accelerated about 5 feet in front of me, and then just out of nowhere, no blinker, turned right. So all I could do was I hammered my brakes, slid sideways, T-boned the car essentially, smashed my handlebars and put my shoulder and hip into the car. Next thing I know, I was on the ground. The car tried to make a getaway, running over my back, flipping me, then ran over my... I remember watching the tire actually roll over my shoulder, then my arm.
So the weight of that car actually ran over your body?
Yeah, right over, it hit my back, rolled me, and then I saw it physically go right over from here and then across my forearm.
Now that would put a normal person probably in a wheelchair for about 6 months or so, but being the ultra cyclist that you are, you actually were able to continue on and ride all the way across the country.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I saw it happening, my biggest fear was that, this is over. Like, all this work from everybody involved for this, like, not even 2 full days in, like, I was just stunned. But it was like a RAAM miracle. It was like X-rays all were coming back negative. The doctors were checking everything out. Nothing wrong, nothing wrong. They're like, well, there's no reason not to get back on a bike then if there's nothing wrong.
Now, I'm sure you're probably in such excruciating pain at that point. How did you handle all that pain for the rest of the race?
I mean, there's actually the neat thing. Initially, I had no pain, which is almost scary. As an EMT back home, like, okay, if you got that much adrenaline pumping through something, it's maybe wrong. But throughout the race, I've got 2 of my crew members are physiotherapists. MyFlexibility.com, Dave and June, worked on me probably at least an hour every day or more.
And we will bring them up on stage before we're all done here.
And I had all kinds of leg issues going on, this and that, I had a huge hematoma on my hip, which has caused me to use all kinds of different muscles I normally would. Things were weak, and I wouldn't have even gotten out of, I'd be lucky to get to Utah without those guys.
Now, did you suffer anything? Now, I heard from someone out there that is it true? Did you suffer like a separated shoulder or anything like that, or set the record straight with that?
Yeah, I heard a few things as well. I heard it was a dump truck. I heard it was a shoulder. I heard it was like a complete sort of break of both bones in the forearm. I heard all kinds of things, but the real record is, other than some really bad road rash and that, and some bruising, nothing.
Very good. Well, it's an incredible accomplishment. Was this the first time that you've done the Race Across America?
Yeah, first time. I actually had knee surgery on each knee. The last one was about a year and a half ago. Did a qualifier back in September, and just it was kind of a, well, I'll try RAAM out, and here it goes, and made it, and it was awesome.
Now, beside that little misadventure in Arizona, what is your impression of it? Was it everything that you would expected it to be and more?
I think, yeah, it was the biggest thing was just the adventure of you and your friends making this whole trip possible. That's the greatest thing about it. And we got through it. Had an excellent crew. All of us rookies, and just 6 people on the crew. We all got through great. Everyone worked together, and yeah, I mean the country's awesome. Like, you go through every kind of riding imaginable. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and I want to ask you about that because you're from Sudbury, Ontario. 31 years old, by the way. Now, Sudbury, Ontario, it's not known for being the hottest place on the planet. In fact, probably just the opposite. You probably get some pretty cold winters. So how do you train for all sorts of weather conditions here in the United States that you normally don't get in Canada? How do you train for that?
A couple of ways. One, I have an altitude simulator I've had for a few years by Altitude Tech. So the mountains, I train for that. And then, as I mentioned, Dave and June, they live in Palm Springs. So I spent a couple of trips for a couple of weeks down here riding out the desert, getting used to the heat, and it seems to have worked.
Well, in Palm Springs, not only do you have the heat, you also have the winds from the windmill factory just a few miles west of there. So you actually get your training and all rolled in at once, so that you don't not only get to experience the heat in Arizona, but also you're prepared for the massive crosswinds that you experienced in Kansas.
Yeah, I hit Kansas, and
it hit you back.
It definitely tried to. We had a good time in Kansas. Our times were, I don't know, we just rode sort of comfortably, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, people, awesome time. It was great. I mean, it's back home is flat, and Kansas is pretty flat, and I was used to the crosswind, so it was a good time. Now,
many people use the Race Across America as an occasion to raise money for causes and charities and all that. Did you happen to use this for any causes or charities this year?
Yeah, I'm raising awareness for the Sick Kids Foundation, which is the charitable organization for the Hospital for Sick Children in Toronto, Ontario. They do work not just for kids in Canada, but all over the world. They bring in less fortunate kids and do all sorts of life-saving and very intensive care for them there. So you can jump on my website. It's teamhammerfest.com, or you can just find the link from the RAAM website, and then the link for Sick Kids is there. You can donate to them directly through there, through my website as well. And we're having a documentary made about our participation in the race this year, and we're focusing kind of a look on that documentary of Sick Kids as well.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing that documentary. An excellent, excellent ride. Jason the Hammer Lane.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. 10 days, 20 hours, and 55 minutes. I'm going to get out of the way so that Jason can, so you can take his photo up on stage.
Yeah.
And in just about another minute or so, we're going to get Jason's crew up here. Jason, I'm assuming that that's going to go in a frame and going to be you're going to hang that up on your wall?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I've kind of got a matching emblem on my back, so.
There you go.